2 women have been killed and another injured in an alleged Palestinian shooting attack in the West Bank. Now, this is all according to Israeli medics who say the 2 women were in their 20s. And they say another 45-year-old woman was seriously wounded near the Jewish settlement of Hamra in the occupied territory. The Israeli military said security forces were searching for the attacker who opened fire. Their car, apparently carrying the women, then crashed. Now, this all comes after Israeli forces launched airstrikes on Lebanon and Gaza earlier today. The fighting follows clashes at Jerusalem's most sensitive holy site, at a time when Muslims and Jews are celebrating religious festivals. Sky's Middle East correspondent Alistair Bunkle has more on the exchanges earlier today.
Well, let's just go back to yesterday afternoon when a couple of salvos of rockets were fired out of southern Lebanon into northern Israel. The most rockets fired since really the 2006 war is the general calculation, so quite an escalation on a different front. In response, the IDF hit targets overnight both in southern Lebanon and in Gaza, and the reason that they struck those 2 locations is because they hold Hamas, the group that controls Gaza and has a small presence in Lebanon, as being responsible for those rocket attacks from Lebanon. So they targeted things like weapon storages, tunnels, some research and development laboratories as well in Gaza. A children's hospital was just hit as collateral damage, not badly hit, but was, we understand, hit by some shrapnel because one of the strikes as well, which would have been pretty frightening for the children inside that hospital. The IDF say that they're looking into what happened there, but no reports of major casualties. The authorities and the militia in Gaza, in return, fired rockets into southern Israel as well, in excess of 40 rockets. Many of those were intercepted by the Iron Dome defense system. Some of them went into the sea, some of them fell short, but one did hit a home in the town of Sarot. In terms of, well, behind me, Al-Aqsa Mosque, which has been the scene of violence over the last couple of days, that was quiet last night. It's quiet again this morning. Friday prayers will take place in a few hours' time, but this weekend could be quite crucial, and that's the way Israeli intelligence are seeing it, because you've got that convergence of 3 religious festivals: Ramadan, Passover and Easter, of course. And so I think there's a real heightened tension as we go into this weekend and what might happen in that respect. Both sides saying they don't want an escalation in the conflict, but it is so fragile at the moment that it wouldn't take much to trigger that.